Welcome back. It's time for Campaign Chronicles. Well, it's our daily update on the presidential election campaign here in France. And first, the latest opinion polls. Despite threatening to quit politics altogether if he isn't re-elected, President Nicolas Sarkozy is still trailing frontrunner and socialist candidate François Hollande. According to an OpinionWay survey, he's dropped 1 point to 26%, and that's 3 points behind Hollande, who's at 29%. Marine Le Pen, the National Front leader, has gained half a point, though, and is now in third position with 17%. Well, joining me now is Florence Villeminot for a look at the French newspapers. President Nicolas Sarkozy is visiting Nice today to commemorate the end of the Algerian War, and he gave an exclusive interview to Daily Nice Matin ahead of his visit. President Sarkozy is also making a lot of news because of comments he made yesterday. Let's have a listen.
Well, actually, he's going to be in Nice to be commemorating the 50th anniversary of the Evian Accords, which put an end to the Algerian War. And while he's there, he's scheduled to talk to a group of Pieds Noirs, so French citizens who were living in Algeria and had to come back to France after the war, as well as a group of Harkis, which were Algerian citizens who fought for France during France's war with Algeria. Now, when he was running for president back in 2007, Sarkozy promised that France would recognize France's responsibility in the abandonment and subsequent massacre of many Harkis. But he seems to be coming back on that promise. Now, in this interview that what you were mentioning with the Nice Matin, he admits that Pieds Noirs and Harkis were victims of decolonization, but he says, what is France guilty of? Colonization or decolonization? France can't be guilty of everything and its opposite. France stands by and takes responsibility for its history, and that's it. So it's unclear whether or not that will be enough to satisfy the Harkis groups that he's going to be talking to in Nice. And as you were mentioning, Sarkozy is also making a lot of news in the French press today because of comments he made yesterday, and we're going to have a listen right now.
If the people no longer have confidence in me, do you really believe that I should continue in politics? The answer is no. In life, one must be committed, to commit himself fully and totally. I tell the people that I will fight to earn their confidence in any way that I can, to protect you, to lead you, to build a strong France. But if that is not their choice, then I will bow out after having a wonderful career in politics.
Now, a lot of French press is reacting to this. We're going to look at an article in left-leaning Libération. Ça passe ou ça casse. It's a make-or-break situation for the French president by saying that he's going to quit if he's not re-elected. Now, Libération says that basically the president is offering a referendum to French people. Vote for or against him continuing his political career. And Sarkozy's team is saying that this paints a picture of him as being a challenger who has everything to lose, someone who's completely committed, 100%, unlike his rival François Hollande, who they say, you know, he'll always be around in the Socialist Party, whether or not he's elected. Now, Libération says this is kind of an emotional blackmail for French people because they have the power of putting an end to Sarkozy's career, basically the work of his lifetime.
Okay, Flo, well, let's talk about one candidate that's getting a lot less media attention, Jacques Cheminade.
Jacques Cheminade, yeah, he's unknown to many people, and we're going to take a look at an article in Le Parisien that says that despite being unknown, he deposited the minimum 500 mayor signatures that are needed to run for president before the Constitutional Council here. Other big parties like Marine Le Pen's Front National are having a really hard time getting these 500 signatures together, so it's interesting that someone so unknown as him is managed to get these signatures together. Libération calls him an unidentified political object, so I guess a UPO rather than a UFO. He's the leader of the left-leaning Progress and Solidarity Party, and according to Libération, he has the support of 538 mayors. Now, he might be familiar for some people because he already ran for president back in 1995. Unfortunately, he only got 0.28% of the vote, which may explain why he's so unknown or at least forgotten by many French people.
So let's end with the scandal of the day. Francois Hollande's partner, you'll have to pronounce it for me, Flo.
Valérie Trierweiler, but don't worry, a lot of people can't pronounce it.
Well, she's none too pleased about being on the cover of Paris Match.
Especially a magazine that she works for. Basically, she and François Hollande are on the cover of Paris Match, which was published yesterday. She tweeted her anger right away. She said she didn't know anything about this. She didn't give her green light for any of the information or photos used. And she tweeted, "What a shock to find yourself on the cover of your own magazine." Now, the Paris Match, there you see the cover, presents her as François Hollande's charm asset. And this upset her, especially as the magazine was published on International Women's Day. She says, "Bravo Paris Match for such sexism on International Women's Day."
Tough words. Case of the left hand not talking to the right hand when she works for Paris Match.
Exactly.
Well, thank you very much, Flo, for that update. That's about it from Campaign Chronicles. And that's all we have time for right now. Stay tuned, more news in 3 minutes.